So you got a friend or a partner or a kid who's been begging to play Dungeons & Dragons, and you sit down to make it happen, and then you hit the wall. Every Dungeons & Dragons DM eventually hits. You can't get a full group together. Never could. 4 adults with matching Tuesday nights is, well, basically a mythical creature at this point. Here's the thing that nobody tells you. You don't need the group. You could run a full, gripping, genuinely great D&D game for exactly 1 player. It's called a duet. This is a DM and 1 player. A DM is a dungeon master and 1 player. And once you understand how it actually works, it might be the best D&D game you ever run. I'm not talking about a watered-down version of the real thing. I'm talking about a session where every choice your player makes actually lands, where the story bends around them instead of around a committee, where there is no waiting for 4 people to decide what the party does. It's intimate, it's fast, it's high stakes in a way a 6-person table almost never is. Now, I'm not saying 6-person table isn't fun. It is, just in a different way. It's difficult to set up. But, and this is the whole reason for this video, you cannot just take a normal adventure and run it for 1 person. It'll fall apart. The math breaks, the pacing breaks, and your player either gets flattened by the first fight or steamrolls through everything because nobody's there to challenge them. Duet play has its own rules. So today I'm going to give you 3 fixes that will turn a can't find a group into running a game tonight. And that's what we want. We want you running more Dungeons & Dragons games. So let's get into it. I'm Tim with Anvil and Ink. So let's start with the biggest fear people have, which is, won't 1 character just die? 1 player, 1 bad roll, and the whole adventure is over? Well, yeah, that's a real problem. A lone hero has no backup. Nobody to heal them. Nobody to drag them out of the fire or out of the dragon's mouth. No one to cover up the one thing they're bad at. So here's secret number 1, the sidekick. Wizards actually built rules for this in Natasha's Cauldron of Everything. 3 sidekick types: the expert, the spellcaster, and the warrior. They level alongside your player. They're mathematically simple. They fill the exact gap your player character leaves open. Players a fragile rogue, maybe they're a fragile rogue, give them a warrior sidekick who can soak in a hit. The player's a barbarian who can't pick a lock or talk to anyone. Expert sidekick fills that role. It's the cleanest fix in the book. But I want to give you the part that actually matters, because most people get the mechanics right and the feel wrong. The sidekick is not a second main character. The moment the sidekick starts making big decisions, solving the puzzle, landing the killing blows, your player becomes a passenger in their own story. That's the failure mode. That's the thing to avoid. The hero, the player, should be the hero or the center of the story. This is an important thing to really understand. So the rule I run by is simple. The sidekick has hit points and a personality, and that's mostly it. They exist to keep your player alive, to give them someone to talk to, something to bounce off of, someone to bounce ideas off of, to protect, to argue with. Let the sidekick be loyal. A little bit useless in a charming way, maybe braver than they are competent. The spotlight stays on the player. The sidekick just makes sure the player lives long enough to enjoy the adventure. And maybe you could throw the sidekick under the bus sometimes if you need to. That makes it more exciting. And honestly, some of the best role-playing you'll ever get out of a duet comes from that 1 NPC companion. Because now your player isn't alone in the world. They got someone to loot and someone to care about. And that is fun. All this brings me to my second, number 2 secret, and that is that the one change, and the one that changes everything about how you prep. Start thinking about combat as the main event. It's awesome, but it might not have to be. On a full table, combat is the engine. 4, 5, 6 players, everybody rolling initiative, the tacticalness, the puzzle, who fights, who heals, that eats a whole evening, and that's a blast. I love it. But a duet doesn't work like that. 1 player versus a pack of monsters is either a slaughter or a slog. And either way, it's just not where the magic happens. The magic in a duet is the story, it's the conversation, it's the choice. Think about it. With 1 player, you can go deep in a way you physically cannot with 6. That locked door isn't a 5-minute obstacle, it's the scene. Who's on the other side? Why does your player want in? What are they willing to do to get there? A social encounter with 1 player is a genuine 2-hander. You play the suspicious guard, they play the desperate traveler, and it can run 10 minutes. It can feel like the best part of the night because it is playing a different role, and you get to be it as the DM and they get to be it as the player. So when I prep a duet, I flip the ratio. Instead of 3 fights and a little talking, there's 3 real scenes, a tense negotiation, a mystery to unravel, a moral choice with no clean answer, and maybe 1 fight that actually means something. Every encounter is built around the fact that this is one person's decisions are the only decision. This one person's decision is the only decision. Remember that. There's no group vote to hide behind. When your player chooses to spare the villain or burn the village, that's the story now. Nobody's overruling them. They get to be their own boss and you get to play along with it. It's fun. That's high stakes intimacy people fall in love with in duet play. 1 player, 1 set of choices, and every one of them counts. Now, this is exactly why I built the Ready Adventure series the way I did. These are one-shots designed for small tables with 2 to 3 players, and they're built around choices and scenes, not just wall-to-wall combat. Yes, some have that, but not all of it. Which means they scale down to a duet beautifully. You take the adventure, you hand a player a sidekick to round out the party, and you've got a full evening ready to go with basically no prep. That's the whole point of that. You open the book and you play. I'll get back to that later. Secret number 3, the technical one, and the action economy. Here's the trap, and it is a math trap, so stay with me. For 30 seconds in D&D, actions win fights. A party of 4 gets 4 turns. Every turn gets a single monster gets. That's 4 attacks against 1. The party grinds it down before it can do too much. Now, take that same monster and put it against 1 player. Suddenly it's against 1 attack. Even odds, except the monster probably hits harder. And they usually do. Read the book. Those guys sometimes take a lot of damage. And a pack of monsters against 1 player. Your player will get 1 turn, then the wolves get 5. And they'll get swarmed and dropped before they can do a single meaningful thing. That's not a hard fight, that's just an unfair one. And the number 1 way a duet game dies on the table. Also maybe the player. So, gotta be mindful of that. So, do not fix this by throwing more monsters at them. That makes it worse. You fix it in the other direction. Fewer enemies, but smarter, tougher, more interesting ones. 1 good villain with a couple of tricks up their sleeve beats a swarm of goblins every single time in a duet. Your sidekick from the secret number 1, your sidekick from secret number 1 helps there too, because now the action economy is 2 on whatever instead of 1. And my favorite tool for this, fail forward, in a normal party, a missed roll is fine, somebody else covers it. In a duet, 1 player failing 1 roll can just stop the whole story dead. So don't let that failure be a wall. Let it be a cost. They don't pick the lock, but they hear the guards coming. They don't win the fight, but they escape, wounded, owning someone a favor. The story keeps moving, and that gets more complicated and more expansive. The single techniques, they'll save more duet sessions than any stat block ever will. So that's the whole thing. A sidekick so your player isn't fighting alone. A focus on story and choice instead of combat, because that's where the player shines. And an action economy where you rebalance with fewer but smarter enemies, and a fail-forward mindset so nobody gets swarmed and nothing grinds to a halt. Do these 3 things and you can run a genuinely great game tonight for 1 person, no group required. And trust me, sometimes that's the least amount of stress you can do to get a good game of Dungeons & Dragons up and rolling. So, if you want the shortcut, small table stuff is exactly what I make over at Anvil and Ink. The Ready Adventure series is a set of one-off ventures written for 2 to 3 players, choice-driven, low prep, and they run great as a duet once you drop in a sidekick. And there's actually a bunch of pre-gens in the back of the book on all of them. You can just use if you want. Open it, read it, play it. Links below in the comment if it solves the problem with you. And one more, because somebody's going to ask, what if you don't even have 1 other person? Well, what if it's just you? That's a different thing. That's a true solo play, no DM at all. And I've got 2 books built specifically for that. Deep Delving and Half Pint. Also a Mind Scourge one just came out. You play alone. The book runs the world. I'll do a whole video on solo play another time. But they're linked below too, if you're curious. Either way, stop waiting for the perfect group. It's not coming. Just an FYI on that. Sometimes they do come along, but it's difficult. You gotta roll natural 20 on that. You can grab one person, roll some dice, and start having an adventure tonight. So, I'm Tim with Anvil and Ink. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.